Hi, gang. It's your boy, Mr. Fingers, the Mad Karaoke DJ, coming to you live from Karaoke Central. This is the final question and answer session regarding Celebrate Fairfax. For those people that are competing, we're just waiting on some folks to show up so we can answer some questions. So if you guys have any, please feel free to join in. If you haven't received your tickets, this will also be available via YouTube. If you guys have any questions, uh, so do not. Wow, that just sounds. That just sounds crazy. That sounds absolutely crazy. Um, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to join in and ask. Uh, we want to make sure everybody gets an opportunity to get their questions answered. So I got a couple of people watching already. If you're watching, say hi so I know who we're talking to. Um, those of you that have never participated before, the Celebrate Fairfax competition is in its 10th year. And it started out as a $1,000 grand prize contest. It is sponsored by the Apple Federal Credit Union. This year, as they have been for the last 8, they will be giving away $1,500 to the winner, uh, and $750 to second place, and $250 to third. Hi, Jenica. We just spoke earlier. Pleasure talking to you. So if you guys have any questions, feel free, fire away. I can see you in the comments. Please feel free, if you know anyone personally that is participating in the contest, to share this with them and let them know that we are live. I'm looking a little rough. Wow, I just not too long ago got off work. Hi Kim, how are you? Uh, Not too long ago, just got off work. I still have my work badge on. I still have on my work t-shirt. I haven't shaved. I look rough. I promise I'll be good and cleaned up for the fair. So ask your questions. Please feel free. Um, oh my God, Northern Virginia's biggest Caps fan, DJ Tiny Tim of 99.9 WFRE in Frederick, Maryland, is in the building. How you doing, Tim? Good to see you, brother. There's plenty of questions. If you guys got questions, ask. Please ask. This is the time to ask. That is correct. Sam, hi. If you have not received an email, that is because I just got the remainder of the tickets today, and I don't like to reach out and contact people until I have tickets in hand. So you'll get an email tonight. You will be participating as a wild card contestant on Friday. Um, Sorry, need a little water. You'll be participating as a wild card contestant on Friday evening. And I have to take a look at the numbers again, but I believe we're shooting for 27 total contestants. It may be 28 or 29. But that is what's going on. And the email will also have a short video put together by yours truly, that explains some of the rule changes. Speaking of rule changes, and Jenica, I did talk to you about this earlier. Um, Jenica, I did talk to you about this earlier. For those of you that have not, that have looked at the website, we put things together we put everything together to go on the website. Some of the rule changes, somehow or another, they were on the website and now they're not. So the video that comes as the attachment with your email will explain the changes to the rules. The latest you can show up for registration on Saturday. Registration begins at 3:45 p.m. If you are if you make it to the semifinals, the semifinal rounds start at 5. I'm asking everyone to be there at 3:45 because um, if you are a parent or have been a teacher or have been in charge of a large group of people, it's very difficult to coordinate a large group of people unless you're in the military, to coordinate a large group of people to complete a task in a short amount of time. So we're asking everyone to be there at 3:45. What is going to happen is we're going to check everyone in, get you signed up, you pick out your songs. Once we get everyone signed in at around 4, you're going to be there for a little bit. I'm going to try because there's a donut eating contest prior to the semifinals. So before the donut eating contest begins, we're going to get everyone's names drawn. Once we get everybody signed in, we put all the names in a bucket. The names will come out of the bucket. And just for example's sake, I think 27 was the number I looked for. The first 9 names that come out of the bucket are in the first round. The second 9 names are in the second round, and the last set are in the third round. Once you find out what round you're in, if you're in the second or third round, you can take off and go enjoy the fair. I will give you a time to be back and check in. If you're in the first round, you have to hang out, and you will go on stage immediately following the donut eating contest. If you are not present, by the time we draw names, you have been disqualified. And we have to do that. We got to do that. The first 3, 4, 5 years that we did it, there was always somebody running up at the last second. And so, yeah, just so you know, 3:45. And for just so you know, the fair is going to be very heavily attended on Saturday. And I need you there. I need you to get there early enough. I always tell people, give yourself about a half hour before the registration begins so that you can find parking. I believe Sam is at Los Toltecos, if I'm not sure. To answer the earlier question, I had an earlier question about how many tickets do you receive. For those of you that are semifinalists, essentially what you're going to get is a combination parking pass and ticket. That parking pass will allow you to park in the parking deck at the Government Center building, which is the crux of where everything is going on. And that will allow you to get yourself and 3 other people into the fair. Those 3 people have to be with you in the car when you arrive. You can't go through the walk-up gate. You have to come in your car. Those of you that are wild card contestants, that's Friday night. Registration starts at 7 because the wild card round starts at 8. The fair's gates open on Friday at 6 p.m. If you're there early, great. I'll be there. There will be trivia. There will be a trivia competition before the wild card round. But we're asking everybody to start showing up at 7 to get registered. And that is not a situation where we have rounds. It is just a situation of if we get 12 people show up, once we get all 12 people signed up, as soon as trivia is over, we get started. And like I said, I have to check the total number of venues we have participating, and that will determine the number of wild card contestants that will advance. That number fluctuates every year. One year we had 3 wild cards advance, and we had 18 people competing. One year we had 7 people advance, and we had 7 people competing, but because we had 7 slots available, so that number will fluctuate, and I won't know that until Friday, unfortunately. So there we go. That's what we have with that. Let's see what we got here. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can scroll up on the computer and look at the comments. No, I cannot. This makes me sad. YouTube, I can do it with. Again, those of you just joining us, hi, this is Mr. Fingers. I'm hosting Celebrate Fairfax Karaoke Championships 2018 at the Celebrate Fairfax Festival. The excuse me. The competition will be held on the Fairfax Corner community stage. That will be smack dab in the middle of the food court. Now, for those of you that have never been to the festival before, apparently there is a mini food court over by the main stage, which is right next to the Government Center building. That's not the one you're looking for. You are looking for the Fairfax Corner community stage. It is in the middle of the main food court where everything is, the beer truck, and they have some good food if you've never been. They've got deep fried Oreos, and they've got a soul food shack, and they've got the guy that does the kielbasas, the kielbasas with the fried onions, and Philly cheesesteak, and every year they manage to get somebody from Carnival Eats to come and set up a truck. And there's a guy that does chicken on a stick. There's a guy that does fried gator. There's the ever-present pizza truck. There's giant turkey legs. There's a root beer. I mean, yeah. There's if you're hungry, there's plenty of food to eat. But we're right in the middle of the food court. Um, Oh, you figured out how to do it. Congratulations. Is that the stage? Yes, that is the stage that's closer to the carnival ride. You are correct, because there's the main stage, then there's the kiddie fair. If you're leaving the government building, exiting the front door of the government building, there's like the kiddie fair. The main stage will be off to the left. You'll go through the kiddie fair, and then you'll enter into you'll walk through a row of vendors, and right in the middle is the food court, and then on the other side is the carnival rides. You are correct. My wife, my lovely wife, Karen, is also in here in the chat, and she is my number one girl. Oh my gosh, Ditz from Ditz and Snits is in the building. How are you doing? I'm so sorry about the whole thing about dancing. It's it made me laugh, but it made me sad at the same time. But you guys are hilarious. By the way, shameless plug for my friends. Shannon Sloan is one half of a very comedic karaoke duo called Ditz and Snits. They film karaoke videos in Snits' basement, and with the green screen, and they got backgrounds and costumes and everything. They're absolutely hilarious. They are blowing up. The page just started like 3 months ago and already has like 3,000 followers. Hi, Julie. Oh my gosh, Snits and Ditz are both in the building. So Julie and Shannon Shannon and Julie are Ditz and Snits respectively. So if you want a good laugh, check them out. They are hilarious. Anyway, yeah, wow. Ditz and Snits are both in the chat. Are you ladies going to be joining us for the fair? That would be awesome. Those of you just joining us, hey, say hi. If you're one of the contestants, say hi. Hit me with your questions. I'll be throwing out little nuggets of knowledge that you guys need to know. If you guys get any questions, I will be answering them, or my wife will be answering them if she catches them before the comment thread goes too far. Important note, your songs must be limited to 5 minutes. If you pick a song that is longer than 5 minutes, right at the 5-minute mark, I have to fade your music out. That is not for no other reason than for time management, because we only have an hour per round in order to get through all the contestants. That applies for all rounds, including the finals. James Draffin. Hey, James, how you doing? Appreciate y'all hanging out. I love you. I love you too, Julie. It's great. It sounds like something you say to Ditz. Would love to have you ladies come through. Just remember, family-friendly event, so you got to keep the language PG. I'd love to see Grandma and Grandma get on stage and do a do a selection. Yes, crowd participatory. I can't talk. I need more water. Yes, Aaron. There are 5 categories. There is the vocal category. That's vocal presentation category. Very self-explanatory. There is the entertainment and choreography category, also self-explanatory. That category essentially means I use the same example every year. If you're singing Billie Jean and you dance like Michael Jackson, there's your points. There is overall entertainment value. That is self-explanatory, worth 20 points. There is the crowd interaction. It's not called crowd participation. It's crowd interaction and reaction. I don't have a sound meter back there to regulate how loud people are cheering for you. That basically means how you're interacting with the crowd and how the crowd is feeding back towards you. Yes, my wife just threw a note out there. No live props. You cannot have somebody join you to sing. You can hold the mic out to the crowd. You know what I mean? Like if you were singing End of the World as we know it by REM, and you get to that point and say, little puppets in the line, you hold out the mic and the crowd goes Leonard Bernstein, that's one thing, but you can't go up to one specific person and hold the mic to them and let them sing. And my wife said the whole rest. My wife said the whole rest. Wow, I really can't talk, y'all. I'm sorry. You see my shirt? You see what that says? We work very, very hard. If you see your mail carrier in the street, please just say hi, shake their hand. I mean, they're not, they didn't serve in the military or anything. Well, actually, I did serve in the military, but they do work very hard, and they appreciate you guys' appreciation. They really do. If it's hot, give them something cold to drink, especially if you see a dark-skinned black guy with a grayish black beard wearing a blue Postal Service T-shirt. They like ice water on hot days. The semifinals are Saturday, June 9th. Starts at 5. There's a 5 o'clock round, a 6 o'clock round, a 7 o'clock round. There will be a break in the middle where there will be open karaoke. Then after the fireworks go off, which is generally around 9-ish, 9:15-ish, that's when we'll kick off the final rounds. I'll go ahead and put this out there. Those of you that haven't gotten your tickets, I have them. I got them today, including the folks that are judging. You will get those tickets this evening after this broadcast is over. The email will contain your admission ticket or parking pass, whatever the case may be. And we'll also have a small video attached to it explaining the rule changes for 2018. I'll go ahead and discuss a few of them now. I would definitely recommend watching the video again because I go a little more in depth with it. If you've checked the website and seen anything about the Wheel of Karaoke, that doesn't exist anymore. We did away with that. That is not a factor in the finals. If you saw anything about a judge's choice pick, that has been eliminated. That is not a part of the competition anymore. What else got eliminated? I'm not exactly sure what else got eliminated. I think those are the only two things that got eliminated. What did happen, however, is we have reverted back to the finals only being a 1-song final versus a 2-song final. The logic behind that was we had been doing the 2-song final for a few years, but what wound up happening is it wound up running the contest so long that we weren't wrapping up until the guys were coming through. The food court would be shut down. The guys would be coming through with the brooms and the trash bags cleaning up, and we would be announcing the winners. And then we would have to wait. People would have to wait to get their money at the end of the night. Speaking of the money, and don't go by the posted times on the website. Yours truly is the final authority because I'm the one that's there at the fair hosting. If you are a semifinalist, I need you stage side at 3:45 to register. That's for the Saturday rounds. If you are a wild card contestant, I need you stage side 7 p.m. on Friday to register. Because that starts at 8 following the trivia contest. There will be a donut eating contest before. On Saturday, there'll be a donut eating contest right before the finals kickoff. If you're not there in time to get registered and signed up, you'll be disqualified. We have disqualified someone every year since we have initiated the disqualification rule. Please, people, can y'all do Mr. Fingers a big favor? Can this be the year we have everybody show up and be registered and ready to go? I even had one guy I called specifically and told, be here such and such a time, and that didn't work out that way. And he said, that's not what it said on the website. That's what I'm telling you right now. Go with what I'm telling you. Trust me, I'm the guy that's going to be there. So it's Saturday, 3:45 p.m. Friday, 7 p.m. Any more questions? Yes, Julie, there is a donut eating competition. And my phone is trying to chime in. There is a donut eating competition. 7. Yes, dear. I did say 7:30 for the wild card. That is the latest. That's the cutoff point. But I want everybody stage side at 7. Don't go by the cutoff time because I'm trying not to say the cutoff time because if I say be there at 7:30, people will show up at 7:45. Registration for Friday, 7 p.m. Registration for Saturday, 3:45 p.m. Friday, 7 p.m. Saturday, 3:45 p.m. Got it? Got it. Okay. Now, the donut eating competition. I don't know if that's something you have to sign up for prior. I think you can sign up for that on the spot, but you have to be there in order to sign up for it. Good God. The guy that won last year, honey, how many donuts did the guy last year eat? I mean, he ate, it was ridiculous. And the only problem is with the donut eating contest, I'm going to go ahead and give it away a little bit. Katie, the earliest you can sign up is 3:45 p.m. on Saturday. 3:45 p.m. That is the earliest you can sign in because I don't get the stage on Saturday until 3:30. So I need at least a 10-15 minute head start getting set up because I have to be ready to go for the donut eating contest. But 3:45 p.m. That is the earliest. The guy that won the donut eating contest, yes, to get back to that, he ate almost 3 dozen donuts. A little hint for those of you that might be considering just because you heard donuts. What they do is they give you a box. You don't know what's in the box. You could open the box and you could have glazed. You could open the box and you could have cake donuts. You could open the box and have cream-filled donuts. You could open the box and or have jelly donuts. Or you could open the box and have a mishmash of all of them in a dozen. And the guy that won, he is the 2-time champion. He ate like 16, 17 donuts in the first round and made it to the finals. And then he ate another full dozen plus some in the second round. Yeah, a lot. And he really isn't much bigger than Katie. The guy's not much bigger than your husband, just for frame of reference. He comes on stage. He's got a tank top on, this big old beard. And he ties his hair up in a little tiny man, but a little tiny ponytail so it doesn't get in the way. And he does work. He puts in work on the donuts. So anyway, back to the competition. Anybody else have any questions? My wife raised a very valid point. She will be there with me on stage. She is the person you need to go see. When you show up, she is the person you need to go see because I will be busy putting equipment together and I will be busting my you know what trying to get it done. So please go see her. She'll get you all signed in. She will answer any questions. And if you ask her a question and the answer is no, please feel free to come and ask me. But trust me, she's saying no because I already told her that the answer is no. So just so you know, we work in tandem. Y'all don't get to sneak. Y'all don't get the 52 fake out around me and run an end around to get to her to try and get her. Can you make him? No. The answer is going to be no. So if I tell you no, she's going to tell you no. If she tell you no, I'm going to tell you no. I'm just letting you know. The wild card, Julie, do you mean what is it or what time does it start? If you mean what time does it start, it starts at 8 o'clock. If you mean what is it, essentially what they have done is, yeah, Dave, no okie dokes. Hey, Wendy, how you doing? Wendypedia, one of my coworkers. You see I'm repping for work, right? Not really. I just forgot to change clothes. The wild card, what they did, I think after my second or third year of hosting, what they decided to do was because essentially what the original format was, if you won your venue, you went to the semifinals, and all those people competed on Saturday, and that was it. But then they had open karaoke on Friday, and essentially nobody would show up for it. Then, I'd be up there just hanging out, and maybe a person would sing here, a person would sing there. What I did was suggest to Celebrate Fairfax in order to generate more interest in it was, why don't we give people like the second chance card, like a wild card? So what happens is the second place winners from the venues go still have a chance to win the money. What they do is they show up on Friday. The first place winners are in the semifinals. The second place winners play in the wild card. They play in the wild card. They sing in the wild card on Friday. And depending on how many slots we have available for Saturday, so many of those wild card winners go forth to the semifinals on the Saturday round. And we have actually the last 2 years running, the one of the wild card contestants wound up being the winner. 2 years running now. So those of you that are in the wild card, like Dumb and Dumber. So you're saying there is a chance? Yes, there is a chance. 2 years running, we've had a wild card winner take home the grand prize. So, uh, so if you don't think you can get by and win, I'm telling you, you can. Those of you just joining, hey, thanks for checking out this last live question and answer session before the weekend festivities kick off with Celebrate Fairfax's 10th Karaoke Championships, 10th annual Karaoke Championships. I will be your host. This will be my 8th year hosting. More than one person could win the wild card to go to the semifinals. Yes, that is correct. There will be more than one. Because what we try to do, James, is to keep keep the number of contestants in multiples of 3, just because we have 3 rounds. Now that's not etched in stone. That's not a rule that because we have 3 rounds, we have to have 24, 27, 30 contestants. It's just, we just try and keep it that way, just for, I think that might even be attributed to my self-diagnosed OCD. I just like having the numbers balance out. It doesn't really matter. Well, actually, it kind of does, because if you have 2 rounds with 8 contestants, and then the last round has 12, then those 12 contestants mathematically have a smaller chance of making their way to the final than the contestants in the first 2 rounds, because only 2 people advance from each round. So we try and keep it as close. We try and keep the numbers as close to multiples of 3 with the contestants. So let's just say that there were, and I'm just making some numbers up off the top of my head. Let's just say that there were 14 venues altogether, and we had 14 people show up on Friday to compete in the wild card. We try not to have any more than 30 people competing. So let's just say we were feeling froggy and decided to max it out. Then 13 of the 14, and that would kind of suck for that. You wouldn't want to be the person to come in 14th place out of 14, but 13 people would move forward to number that out to 27. So yes, James, there will be more than one person advancing from the wild cards into the finals. I think last year we had 4 or 5. I'm not sure. I mean, we try and keep it around about 27 contestants, because once you start getting into 10 contestants per round, you're talking about maxing out the entire hour. And we have judges that are sitting out there and with very little time for breaks. One year the max I think we had one year was 33. And that was tough. I mean, we were trying to crank them through. So anyway, there you have that. Those of you that just joined, hello. Appreciate you stopping by for the final live question and answer session for the Celebrate Fairfax Karaoke Championships 2018. Looks like everybody's I like these questions. I like the questions you guys are asking. These are good questions. Now, granted, I do answer the same questions every year, but we get new people every year that have never done this. So just to reiterate, those of you that just joined that may have missed this replay will be available both on Facebook, and it will also be on YouTube. That is youtube.com/Mr. Fingers, just like the Mr. Fingers Music and Entertainment, except the Mr. Fingers. It is /Mr. Fingers, which is all one word. Metal Chris, what's going on, man? Appreciate you checking us out. You still rocking that mountain man beard, or are you clean shaven these days? Last time I saw you, dude, I thought you had spent like a couple of months with Leonardo DiCaprio in the woods, like the Revenant. Like, you saw the bear coming and went the other way. Didn't even tell you, boy, hey, look out, or nothing. That beard was serious. Having a moment. Y'all work with me. Thank you all for joining. To reiterate, registration time for Saturday afternoon is 3:45 p.m. If you are a wild card contestant, if you're a wild card contestant that is competing on Friday, registration is at 7. The gates open at 6 on Friday. I don't know what time the fair will be open way before in the afternoon on Saturday. So if you want to show up early and enjoy the fair, feel free. That's all I have right now. If anyone else has any questions, songs must be limited to 5 minutes. If your song is longer than 5 minutes, I have to fade the song out at the 5 minute mark. Also, the only songs available for the competition. I know you may have gotten to sing Tenacious D or Buck Cherry or CeeLo Green at your competition and won. Cannot get this stuff out of my throat. So many jokes. I know you may have gotten to sing that at your venue. That is at the venue level because Celebrate Fairfax is a wide open public. Because it's a wide open public event. We got to keep it PG, and we have taken it a step further and tried to PG it a little more just to keep from dancing on that line. So if you look, if you right now, you would have to visit associatedconsultants.net/contest. Scroll down past the lists of the winners, and you will see a tab on underneath the list of winners that says song list or 2018 song list. Click that tab. The PDF that opens up has the entire song list that is available for this year's fair. And that is that. Now, bear in mind, we do proofread the living daylights out of the list. We can possibly have missed a couple because the song list is close to or over 20,000 songs. I do spot check song titles for lyrics. If you give me a song title I am not familiar with, I'm gonna do a spot check. I have to. Just because we don't want to get ourselves in hot water with Celebrate Fairfax, and we don't want Celebrate Fairfax getting in hot water because somebody got on stage and let a oops get by. We actually had to case in point, we had to I had never heard We Can't Stop by Miley Cyrus. We can't stop. We won't. I'd never heard the song. And young lady asked to sign up and sing it. And I was several paces away from the stage. And I heard her singing about Pop and Molly in the club or something like that. And I turned around and she was in the middle of twerking. I could not get on that stage fast enough. Cut the music off and said, "No, ma'am, that is not acceptable. See ya." Got a round of applause from the food vendors. I was still drinking at that point. I think one of the guys brought me a beer. But yes, so the only songs available to sing are the ones on the song list. And even then, expect that I might spot check it. Have yourself a backup prepared. Few personal notes that I have just from what I've seen. Don't stress yourself too hard about what to sing, because you're only going to wind up singing a maximum of 3 songs. If you're a wild card contestant, you'll wind up singing a maximum of 3 songs, unless there's the very unlikely event that we have a tie at the end of the finals, in which case you'd have to sing another song. So if you're a wild card contestant, you'll sing one on Friday, one in the semis on Saturday afternoon, and one in the finals Saturday night. Lauren, this was during the open karaoke portion between the semis and the finals. I think you probably had gone to get some food or hang with your peoples or whatever. Like, it was crazy. I couldn't even believe that was happening. I was like, what? So from that point going forward, I definitely, yeah. So if you hand me a song I don't know, I'm going to check it. Okay. What was I saying? We definitely just want to stay family friendly, so I may spot check your songs. Personal notes. Don't fret too hard over what to sing. Pick something, get on stage, have fun with it, have fun with it, and have a good time. And that ties into the next thing I was going to say. Don't stress yourself out so hard that if you happen to not make it, then you wind up going, what could I have done differently? Just show up and have fun. Like, you go to karaoke, you go to your regular karaoke spot. No, I wasn't in panic mode. I had to catch myself from going into Sam Jackson mode is what I had to do. Because, old Drill Sergeant Handy was getting ready to show up and wreck shop, but I had to un-Hulk smash. I had to de-green myself. And I had to have Thanos smack me with the Infinity Glove or whatever it is. I haven't seen the movie, but I heard he did. I heard he just totally made Hulk just he totally made Hulk just go, you know what? I don't even want to fight no more. Anyway, don't stress yourself out so hard that you know that you can't have fun. When you go to your regular karaoke bar, you're having a few drinks, you're having yourself a little something to eat, you're watching people singing, you're dancing, you're laughing, you're having a good time. Show up, sing, laugh, dance, have a good time. You know? And it just essentially think of it this way. Instead of thinking of I'm in a competition, think of it as I'm going to sing some karaoke and I just might win some money. Look at it that way. If you look at it that way, let loose, have fun, you'll be fine. Because I plan on having a good time. I have a very good time. Those of you that have been in a competition before, sad news, very, very sad news. My longest tenured karaoke judge, many of you know him as British Dave. British Dave will not be able to join us this year. For happy reasons, however. Most of you know that he got married a couple of years ago, and he and his wife welcomed a beautiful baby girl into the family. And it's going to be a little hard for them to travel up from Florida. He enjoyed being in the competition so much that even after he moved to Florida from Northern Virginia, that he would still trek up here every year to be a part of it. And this will be the first year he won't be able to join us. So, Dave, we love you. We're going to miss you this year. Seriously, the faces that I used to watch you make from on stage just used to, watch this. I've seen him do this many times. That's my favorite, the many faces of British Dave. So he won't be joining us this year, but we will have a crack team of judges dealing with the competition. Yes, Lauren, you knew exactly what I was talking about. Lauren knew exactly what I was talking about. Oh my God. I was back there like I had to turn and look in the opposite direction until the music was over. I couldn't. Whoa. Anyway, those of you just joining, appreciate you joining us. We're only going to go a couple more minutes just because I have to send out tickets for those of you that don't have them. You will receive them tonight after this broadcast is over. After this broadcast is over, and that will contain your admission ticket or parking pass, and will also contain a small video explaining any rule changes for this year. Speaking of rules, just go with the times that I give you. 3:45 registration for Saturday, 7 o'clock registration for Friday. I can tell you no more Wheel of Karaoke, no more judges pick. There are only 6 people that are getting picked to go through. Oh my goodness. Mr. Eric St. Clair in the building. One half of, or however many pieces y'all have, but the essential nucleus of the group is 2. One half of that hot new country group last night in Carolina. And if I get the chance to turn this car around, I will. There will be a 5-judge panel, as always, and the judges will drop. Judges are going to drop the high score and the low score. So you will get a score point total based on the median 3 judges. That is for the purposes of, for those of you that are wondering, that is for the purposes of checks and balances. So no one judge can spike someone's score and no one judge can tank someone's score. Not that anyone has done that. Okay. I try and pick a good group of people. Nobody would deliberately, out of a group of people I pick, would deliberately do that, but that's just for checks and balances sake. And it is a 100-point total score that you can receive from each judge. So you could potentially score a perfect 300. Well, dropping the high and low score, you could score a perfect 300. That's where we're right now. Hey, Heather, how you doing? Mrs. Heather KJ Jennings, happy belated birthday. Host at Nick's Nightclub in Alexandria down on Van Dorn Street. You go down there, wear yourself some boots. Even if you don't line dance, because the folks that line dance, if you're sitting at the tables at the edge of the stage, you will get your toes stomped on. I'm just letting you know. So use some boots. Every time I go, I either got to stand by the bar or sit behind the table. Don't sit at the table. Don't sit at the edge of the table on the dance floor, because they line dance and they use every square inch of that dance floor. There could be 6 people line dancing and they would this square dance in the middle. Yeah, I said square dance. They would square dance in the middle and bloom out like a giant lily and take up all and do spins and high kicks and all the stuff all the way around the dance floor and then come back to the middle. So anyway, any more questions from anybody? Anybody else got anything for the good of the crowd? And yeah, Heather, you know who I'm talking. You know who I'm talking about. Miss High Kick. You know who I'm talking about. Uh, um, Anybody else have anything for the good of the crowd? No more questions. No questions from anybody. This is disappointing. Well, that's okay. We did get quite a few questions in there. Eric, text me. Mr. Eric St. Clair, I need you to text me after this broadcast is over. Got a couple questions to ask you. So we look forward to seeing you all on Saturday. Please feel free to stop through on Friday. There is open karaoke on Friday, and that I am the only thing on the stage from the time the fair opens at 6 until it closes at midnight, 11 o'clock. But there you go, Heather. I just saw your question. I'm the only thing on the stage. The wild card round starts at 8. It generally doesn't last longer than an hour. We normally breeze through that pretty quick because we don't take any breaks for rounds, and we announce the winners, and then there's open karaoke for the remainder of the evening. So feel free to stop through. Also, feel free to bring yourself, trivia heads. There's a trivia contest, and I forget how much money they give away. It's like $100 or something like that. I think it's 100 for first place and 50 for second. But please feel free to come through, participate in the trivia, or maybe you have to pre-register for that. I'm not sure. The donut eating contest is very entertaining on Saturday. There is open karaoke on Saturday that will take place between the semifinal rounds and the finals. And then, of course, I'm going to play a couple of line dances myself. They're not as long and drawn out and intricate as the ones they do at Nick's, but I'll play a couple of line dances myself, and that'll give me about 6 minutes to run over to the food shack and get myself a little something. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you know any of the contestants that don't have Facebook, let them know. This will be posted at http:// since we don't use www anymore. YouTube.com/Mr. Fingers, and it should be right on there with the title Final Live Question and Answer Session, Celebrate Fairfax 2018. And I will post the link in the news feed so you guys can share that as well. Anyway, Eric, you can't participate because you related to me, so shush it. Anyway, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm looking forward to seeing what you're bringing to the table on Friday and Saturday. Break a leg, everybody. Holla.